Hello and welcome to another episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. My name is Jacob and today I've got another video about this figure. I know it never ends. It's like all I talk about on this channel at the moment, isn't it? But it's been fairly popular, so I'm gonna keep doing it until I have nothing more to say about it. And I do have something very interesting to say about this figure here. I have some news as to where this figure's mold and sculpt came from. So some cool person, and I say that quite literally, their username on YouTube is cool person, sent me a link to a kit, a resin kit, some photos of a kit by a brand called Zokei Kobo, I believe. Is that, it might be how you pronounce it. I'm not sure if that's the sculptor or the brand. I'm actually about 90% sure that's the brand and the sculptor is Yuji Sakai, because if you search up that name, you get a page that just has the word Zokei Kobo and then a little line and then it says Yuji Sakai and has a list of all these kits. And in amongst them is one called King Ghidorah 1964 version, and you look at the images of that kit and wow, it is literally this figure. So yeah, they sent me this because they somehow found it. I don't know how, when, or where they found the resemblance, but I looked it up and I can definitely confirm we have the official original sculpt of this figure found. So yeah, Zokei Kobo, probably Yuji Sakai resin kit is the original sculpt for this figure. I'm going to put up a whole bunch of images of that kit now, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because that would help. Okay, so hopefully you kind of get to see the resemblance between these. So definitely one of the first telling points is this kind of little indent here, which is kind of to represent kind of how the suit would actually sort of crinkle as the actor inside it moved and all that sort of stuff. So there's a little crinkle there that's very evident on the actual kit. The shape of the wings is absolutely identical to that kit. So if you look at all the little creases and you follow along with the kit, you can find it has all of these little crinkles and creases going exactly the same direction on this figure and that kit. So if you look closely, you'll be able to see, you know, for example, this part of the wing is very telling how it has these ones going down here, and how at the base here it has this sort of bit running along here, a bit raised, the exact shape of the edges of the wings, just the shape of the legs, the faces, all of that sort of stuff. So obviously the kit is painted in gold, and it probably would be just white plastic straight out of the, you know, unbuilt, but yeah, very uncanny resemblance between these two. So I'm absolutely certain that that is where this sculpt originated from, which just gives us another piece of the puzzle to where this this figure came from, because it's kind of a mystery, because it has an uncanny resemblance to an actual MonsterArts figure. However, MonsterArts they haven't said much on the subject, just that it's kind of implied that they had no plans on releasing a Showa Ghidorah anytime soon, and they definitely haven't confirmed whether they have put out this exact design or whether this is a sculpt that was originally stolen from them or anything like that. But it does seem to be that this is probably a Yuji Sakai sculpt, and we have the original uncut figure to kind of look at to see where this design came from, which is really, really cool, actually. And yeah, so that just kind of raises more questions. Was this a figure that Monster Arts put out and designed based upon this Yuji Sakai? Sorry, I'm just babbling today, aren't I? Based upon that Yuji Sakai or whatever it was called kit. Because, Yuji Sakai is the sculptor of most of the Monster Arts figures, actually. So that would make sense, but I'm not sure how many of those figures are based off of existing kits or sculpts that he's done in the past. But I guess this one could have been, if it is a Monster Arts one, or if this is just some, like, really well put together bootleg that was just somehow designed by a bootlegger genius third-party company. No idea, but I still think it is more than likely an actual Monster Arts prototype that they were working on, that the third-party company, what were they called? Legend Creation is what they go by, stole and started producing. That's still where I stand on it, and I think even the fact that we do have the images of this kit that this figure was based off of, it still remains strongly possible that that is the exact case. And again, if you guys know anything about the production of this figure, I'm still really curious about it, and I'd love to know. This is kind of like a little bit of an interesting little mystery that hopefully together we can solve or just learn about and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, because that's always really helpful. And yeah, get down there in the comments and start talking amongst yourselves, and I'll join in, because that's always awesome when you guys do that too. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted if I find out anything more. But for now, that is it for this video. May all your vinyl be irradiated vinyl. Over and out!